Clark out, buy a car and then join Arnold Clark Rewards to enjoy access to great giveaways and everyday perks. I'm Jeff Sterling. Dean Saunders is with him. We're here through until 10 o'clock. Time to talk Formula One, as you might have guessed, after Lando Norris became the winner of the British Grand Prix at the weekend at Silverstone in a race which was, it wasn't short of drama. Oscar Piastri looked like winning the race. He was handed a 10-second penalty for braking behind a safety car while actually leading the race. Max Verstappen spun while in second. He dropped to 10th, finished 5th. Nico Hülkenberg finished on the podium, listen to this, for the first time in his 239th race. That is persistence rewarded, isn't it? So let's round it all up with former Haas team principal Guenther Steiner. Morning, Guenther.
Morning, Guenther.
Good morning, guys.
So look, Guenther, fantastic for Lando Norris, and I'm sure it's a big thrill for the young man. But what did you make of the 10-second Piastri penalty?
I would start off this with what a great race yesterday, huh? I mean, Silverstone is always a great race. It's always one of the best. But yesterday delivered so fantastically. I mean, there was not one moment of boredom or anything, between the weather and the fans which were there, rain or no rain, it was just a fantastic day for Formula One. And obviously, for Lando winning was fantastic. What do I make of the 10-second penalty? I know that you are going straight to that one. I must say, I think it was very harsh. I don't think he did anything anybody else wouldn't be doing. I think what the stewards didn't see that Max Verstappen actually was faster than the time before they had the restart, So that made it visually looking very, I would say, almost dangerous, while I think it wasn't. It was like, I always go back to consistency, but in the end, I think for the race, it was a good thing. I mean, Lando won. A British guy winning Silverstone is always a great moment, and he deserves it. He's a good driver, and what it does also for the championship, I think Lando has his confidence back, and he can fight now Oscar, which in the end, who is it good for? For us, because it will be a big race, a big championship race.
Guenther, you've worked with Nico Hülkenberg. How pleased were you? Because 239 races and he's got on the roster.
I mean, I was so happy. I think I was as happy as he was, yesterday. So, no, I know Nico very well, and how much it means for him. It's just something nice to see. And again, it shows persistent pays off. He's a very good driver. Just in his career, he was always at the wrong time, in the wrong place, I would say. But finally got his podium, which it's well deserved, And yesterday he did a fantastic job to keep Hamilton behind him in the Sauber, obviously Hamilton in the Ferrari, but he in a Sauber keeping Hamilton behind in a Ferrari. It's quite some doing.
I mean, you're right about the weather conditions. They were absolutely shocking, weren't they? And so unpredictable. 1 minute the sun's out, the next minute it's torrential rain. But look, Piastri 8 points ahead of Norris at the moment in the race for the Drivers' Championship, Guenther. Is it already a two-horse race? Is it just down to those two?
Yes, I would say so. McLaren is very strong. They are doing a fantastic job as well. And we could see the last race in Austria. There was some cars. The Mercedes was very good. No, not in Austria. In Canada, the Mercedes was very good. But in general, the McLaren is just in the moment the best car. And they've got a good advantage over Max, because I think the only challenger could be Max Verstappen. But, yesterday by Max finishing only 5th, he lost again points, and that car is just too much up and down, So I think it's between the two of them, but I think they will not make each other any presents going forward.
I mean, look, you obviously know the two of them. We see the man behind the helmet, don't we? So are there any differences in personality, approach, ability between Piastri and Norris?
I think ability, they're both talented the same. Very talented, both of them. It's equal. I think Oscar can keep the pressure away a lot better than Lando. you can also see his demeanor. He's very, he's not outgoing. He comes over almost shy. While Lando is a guy which enjoys life, and sometimes when he makes more, or he made more mistakes, therefore he's second in the moment in the championship. But as I said, with the win yesterday, maybe he got that confidence back in him that he can still do it, and that promises a good race for the championship.
Guenther, got to ask you this. Max Verstappen, do you see him leaving Red Bull at any point in the near future?
I would say yes at any point. I don't think for next year. My take is he will stay where he is next year to see how the cars next year are with the new regulations, new engines, new cars. Everything is new. Nobody really knows who is where. Who will be good. No idea. So if you make a change now, you take a big risk, and at this stage, I think he maybe stays where he is for next year, and maybe end of next year he sees how the car stack up, who is a good car, and then tries to get in the best car. And normally, if you are the best driver, you normally have a chance to get in the best car, because that is the people which want you, So I think he's a very wise guy, very well advised by his father and his manager, and I think he just waits out for next year. End of next year, he'll make a decision where he will be going for 27.
Guenther, thanks very much indeed.
Thanks for having me.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.